So my story doesn't have a name, but if it had a name, it would be awkward. When I moved to LA 20 years ago, in the first couple months, I didn't have a work permit, so I had to wait for it. So I wanted to use my time efficiently and meet new friends and find something fun to do. So I asked around, where do I post or where do I find ads for that? And people told me Craigslist. Except they told me right away, be very careful. There are even, Craigslist killers, and there are like Craigslist scams, so be careful. And if you meet somebody for the first time, meet them in a public place. So one day there is a post from a musician named Cyrus. I was like, is it the real name? Saying, I am recording something and I need some woman to come and record a Russian song with me. And I'm like, that's a weird one, but I like singing. I don't know how well I sing, but it's for him to judge. But this is something new for me to do. So anyways, I write to him and I tell him like about myself, about my experience, and he's like, you'll come to my home studio and we'll record. And I say, home studio? I am not coming to a house unless we meet in a public place first. So he's like, fine, where should we go? And I'm like, why don't you just meet me at a bus stop? And he's like, what? And I'm like, sorry, I don't drive and I'll be taking a bus. And he's like, fine, I'll wait for you on a bus stop in Culver City because I live in Marina Del Rey. And I said, fine. So I took a bus. I meet him at the stop. So we sit down at a bench. And it's weird for him, I can tell. So we talk for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, he tells me, do you trust me now? And I'm like, I don't know, but okay, sure, let's go to a home studio. And he lived in one of those tall buildings in Marina Del Rey, so the building looked fine to me, so I'm like, hopefully I can trust him. So we take an elevator to floor 5, I think it was. He opens the door, and he says, shit, my dog peed on the carpet again. He's like, I have to take her for a walk. And I do look at the carpet, and there is a stain, and there is a poor dog sitting there looking at him like, take me out for a walk. I'm like, fine, that's fine. What should I do? He's like, just make yourself comfortable. Just you can sit in the living room, and when I come back, we'll start recording. And so he goes away, and 5-10 minutes, he's not back. And I'm like, that's weird. So I started walking around the apartment, and I realized that I see a bedroom, I see a living room, but I do not see any recording studio. So I'm like, well, this looks like a closet. So I look, and it is. There is another door, and it also looks like a closet door, except it's locked. And I'm like, maybe it's a pantry, I don't know, but I don't see any recording studio. So I'm like, shit, what did I get myself into? And I'm like, he's been gone for 10 minutes now. He can come anytime. Should I call the police? What? I don't know his name. I know he's Cyrus, but is it the real name? So I'm like, I don't even know his last name. So I clutch on my cell phone, and I'm like, I need to find out this guy's name. So I go back to the door, and I see a shelf, and on top of a shelf, I see his passport, his travel passport, with some euros sticking out, and he told me he just came back from Europe. So I'm like, okay, I should reach to it. So I started reaching to it. It's super high. And suddenly the door behind me opens. He comes back in. The passport falls on the floor right in a pee puddle. And there are euros, strewn everywhere. And he's like, Katya, did you just try to steal some money? What are you doing? Like, why are you looking at my passport? What's wrong with you? I invited you to my house. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you were gone for too long. And I thought there is no recording studio here. I thought that you're some kind of a perv and you're just going to do something with me. He starts laughing. He's like, just come with me. So I come with him to the living room. And of course, the right door that was locked, it was not a pantry. It was not a closet, it was a recording studio. So he opens the door, and we go to his recording studio size of a closet, and he's like, let's run through a song. And I feel so awkward, and I'm like, damn, I wasn't even singing very well because I was feeling so terrible. I'm like, now he thinks I'm crazy. I'm sure this collaboration is not gonna work. So I decide to, at some point, he's like, let's take a break. Let's keep going, but let's take a 5-minute break because I can see you feel uncomfortable and you can't use your full voice because you feel bad, but don't worry about it. It happens. It's a funny story to tell. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about something else. So I'm like, so we're recording this song with Russian lyrics. What's happening? Why? And he's like, well, I have this on and off Russian girlfriend, and we just recorded an album together, and she's a famous Russian actress, and she's around your age. And I was mid-20s, he was probably mid-30s. And I'm like, what's her name? So he tells me her name, and I go, us Russians, we are known for being too blunt and too direct. And that day, I probably showed the worst of me, because I said, my age? It's a Soviet actress. She's 15 years or 20 years older than I. She just looks good. She's lying to you about her age. You should have seen his face. He was just smiling, and suddenly his face just like fell almost on the floor. And he's like, no. I'm like, yes, do you want me to help you Google her? That's her age. And then I start thinking, why did I even start that? And he's like, let's go back to the song. So we go back to the song, and this time it works much better, and we go through it. But I can tell that his mood completely switched. So when we finished, he said, I'll be calling you after I look at other candidates, and then hopefully we can work together, but I can see that it's his American politeness, because Americans are not blunt and direct like us. And of course, I never get a call back from him. I wonder why. Thank you.